It was a cold winter night in 2005 when the peaceful town of Riverside was rocked by a brutal murder. The victim, a local businesswoman named Sarah Matthews, was found dead in her upscale home. Her body was discovered by her husband, Thomas Matthews. But what appeared to be a simple case of natural causes quickly spiraled into something far more sinister. When the detectives arrived at the scene, there were no signs of forced entry, no fingerprints, no footprints in the snow. Everything about the house seemed untouched, as if the killer had made no effort to hide their actions. It was eerily quiet, almost as though the crime had never occurred. But something didn't sit right with Detective Ryan. As he surveyed the scene, he noticed small inconsistencies: the absence of a struggle, the pristine condition of the house. It didn't add up. The initial investigation revealed a shocking detail. Sarah had been poisoned. But the question remained: how could someone get so close to her without raising suspicion? And more importantly, why was there no sign of a struggle? The first lead came from Sarah's neighbors, who spoke about her being friendly but secretive, especially when it came to her personal life. She kept to herself, and only a few close friends had access to her. Could one of them have been involved? As the investigation continued, the detectives turned their attention to Sarah's financial records. That's when the first major break came. Large sums of money had been withdrawn from Sarah's accounts in the days leading up to her death. But what shocked the detectives was the timing. The withdrawals matched the exact amount Thomas had recently inherited from a relative, and the money was transferred just days before Sarah's death. Was it possible that Sarah's own husband was involved in her murder to gain access to her inheritance? Detective Ryan sat down with Thomas, hoping to get a confession, but Thomas remained calm, almost too calm. "I don't know what you want me to say," he said, his voice strained but controlled. "She kept that stuff to herself. I didn't know about the money. It wasn't like her to keep secrets, but I never thought she was hiding anything from me." At first, the detectives thought they had their suspect. But as the investigation dug deeper, things began to take a strange turn. Sarah's best friend, Lisa, had been acting unusually suspicious. Lisa had been one of the last people to see Sarah alive, and she admitted to knowing about Sarah's marriage troubles and possible divorce. But could Lisa have been involved in something darker? Detective Ryan discovered that Lisa had been receiving large sums of money from an unknown source in the weeks leading up to Sarah's death. It was a detail that had been overlooked by everyone, but it was enough to raise a red flag. Lisa was questioned, and at first, she denied any involvement, but something didn't feel right. As the investigation continued, Detective Ryan discovered that Lisa had regular access to Sarah's home. The pieces were starting to fall into place. But just when the detectives thought they had solved the case, a shocking twist changed everything. It wasn't just Lisa. There was another person involved, someone no one had suspected. Thomas Matthews, Sarah's husband, had been working with Lisa all along. The two of them had orchestrated the entire murder. They planned to kill Sarah, inherit her wealth, and cover their tracks by making it seem like a natural death. It wasn't just greed. It was betrayal. A betrayal that went deeper than anyone could have imagined. The detectives now had all the evidence they needed. Lisa and Thomas were arrested and charged with Sarah's murder. But the final twist left everyone in shock. Lisa wasn't just Sarah's best friend. She had been having an affair with Thomas, and together, they had plotted the perfect murder. They thought they had it all figured out. But they had underestimated one thing: the determination of Detective Ryan to find the truth. Both Lisa and Thomas were convicted and sent to prison, but the case would leave a lasting mark on the town of Riverside. The shocking nature of their betrayal would haunt everyone who had known Sarah. It was a reminder that sometimes, those closest to us are the ones capable of the darkest deeds. This case taught Detective Ryan a valuable lesson. that you can never be too sure of anyone. Sometimes the people you trust the most are the ones with the most to hide. And no matter how carefully a crime is planned, the truth has a way of coming to light in the end. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the detective files. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more gripping, real-life crime investigations. And remember, sometimes the truth is darker than you think.